What's up, my people? Let me help you save some money and avoid a major headache by breaking down gap insurance. That's guaranteed asset protection insurance, which covers the difference between what you owe on a car and what that car is actually worth. This product was created by the financial industry here in North America, and it's something you absolutely want to know about if you're financing a vehicle. Welcome to the channel. My name is Diamond. And if this is your first time catching one of my videos or you're not currently subscribed to the channel, I'm encouraging you to click the subscribe button down in the lower corner of this video so that you can join the community. Because this channel is where personal finance intersects with the real world to arm you with information to help you achieve your financial goals. And we're growing faster than I imagined. And if you're an existing subscriber, then click the like button and let me know you're here. Now let's jump into today's topic. When it's time to go out and buy a car, you may have all type of thoughts running through your mind. Like, what type of car to buy? Do I have enough leg room? Who's going to give me the best deal? And what is it going to do to my insurance? But what you may not be thinking about is what happens if something outside of your control causes that car to get totaled or it's stolen and deemed a total loss by your insurance company. What happens to the car? What happens to your loan? You may mistakenly believe that since you have insurance, then if something happened to the car, then the insurance company is going to cover your loan. And that would be completely false. Because the insurance company, they do not care about how much you owe the bank for your car. They are only concerned with the value of the car. So if something happens and your car is considered a total loss, your insurance company is going to use the actual cash value, the ACV. And they are going to use that number, and that's what's going to determine how much they give you for the car. So if you go out and finance a brand new car for $38,000, and with taxes, title, and tags, it brings up the total to $41,000. So you walk out the door with a $41,000 loan. 6 months later, somebody run a red light and totals your car, and they look it up, and your car is only worth $35,000. Well, that $6,000 difference is not going to be covered by your insurance company. They're going to be looking at you to come up with the difference. And that's where gap insurance comes in. Because gap insurance is going to pay the difference between what you owe on a car and what that car is actually worth. So who should buy gap insurance? If you believe that at any point in your loan, you are going to owe more on the car than the car is worth, then you are a candidate for gap insurance. And there are several reasons why you can end up owing more on the car than the car is worth. One, you could pay too much for the car to begin with, because we all know cars are depreciating assets, and the newer the car, the faster they depreciate. So if you go out and buy a brand new car, you don't put any money down, and you pay over sticker, chances are you're going to be upside down. And even if you got the car for a great price, if you were approved for a higher interest rate, then chances are great that you're going to end up upside down. And that's because with a higher interest rate, that means more of your monthly payment is going towards interest and less to principal, meaning that you're going to be paying down your car at a much slower rate than if you had a lower interest rate. Another reason you want to buy gap insurance is if you're broke. Now, you don't have to comment down below and tell me that you broke. I mean, I won't shame you. You can if you want to, because I've been broke before too. But if you're broke, you definitely want to have gap insurance. Think about this. You've just been in a car wreck. Your car is totaled. You're just gone. The insurance company covered what the car is worth. You're left holding the difference, and now you got to come up with the cash to pay the bank so that they can clear you of this debt. But you have another problem. You don't have a car. So now you got problem on problem on problem. Then if you bought gap insurance, at least you can walk away from this bad situation clean and move on to your next deal. Now, here's some ways you can get away from ever needing to buy gap insurance. If you buy your cars cash, because car payments suck, and if you buy it in cash, you will never be upside down. Therefore, you would never need gap insurance. Or if you follow the tips in my video that I made about how much car you can afford, which I'll put a card to up here. I'll also put a link to it down in the description below. But if you're following the tips in that video, then you're using some methods like the 24-10 rule, where you're financing the car for no more than 4 years, and you're always going to put at least 20% as a down payment. And all of that come together to make sure that you don't go upside down in your loan. or you're using something like the 50, 30, 20 money balance plan, which is going to give you plenty of cash to cover something like negative equity. Or you could do what I did when I bought my vehicle, and that's buy your car so far undervalued that the chances of you becoming negative in equity is slim to none. And if you do, then you are willing to accept the risk and pay that difference out of pocket. And since we're on the topic of risk, whether it's GAP or any other type of insurance, all insurance is a way to transfer risk. So if you're comfortable with accepting the risk, then you don't need the insurance. Now, you may be offered GAP insurance at the car dealership when you're buying the car, but I'm gonna caution you against this. I'm gonna tell you, say no. And that's because any product or service that the dealership is selling, they're adding profit into it. And there's nothing wrong with them making a profit, but there's also nothing wrong with you going directly to the source and getting it for the best price possible. So I want you to check with your bank, your credit union, and the place that you're financing your car with. Because what you most likely is going to find is that you have the dealership over here offering GAP insurance at $800 or $900, and your credit union is saying $200 or $400. Plus, I'll give you an extra $1,000 if you finance the car with me. So you want to make sure you do your research and you understand the pricing so you get the best price that's available to you. Also, I want you to look at the details because the devil is in the details. I want you to make sure that there's no gotchas in this GAP policy, especially if you're buying it from the dealership or some third party that has nothing to do with your transaction. I want you to make sure that they don't have things like a GAP limit where they'll cover a GAP, but only a $5,000 GAP. Or you have to come out of pocket the first $6,000 of the GAP, and then they'll cover anything above that. See, these are the type of things that you don't want to be dealing with the day your car get wrecked and you're in between what the insurance company is willing to pay and the balance that you owe to the bank. This is not a good time for these gotchas to come up. So do your research ahead of time. Now, here's the last few things I want to leave you with. Be careful about financing these type of products into your loan. Because if you can buy GAP at a flat rate for $200 or $300, but you decide to finance it into your loan, it's going to cost you more because now you're paying interest on this product each and every month. So if you can, pay for these type of things up front. Also, look at your insurance company for GAP coverage because they may offer it to you for just a few dollars a month. And lastly, if you sell the car or you get rid of the car, you trade the car, whatever the case may be, I want you to look at your policy and make sure that you don't have the option to return it, because a lot of times you can return the GAP insurance if you sell the car. And if you don't know this, again, you're just costing yourself money, and we're about saving money here. If you're catching this video too late and you've already overpaid for this product through your dealership, then I want you to look into reversing that decision and checking to see if you can get a refund. If you got value out this video, then let me know by giving it a thumbs up and sharing it with a friend. And since you did get value out this video and you made it this far, I think you would really enjoy this video here that I made on how much car you can afford and making sure you never become car poor. Until next time, I'm Diamond. Peace. Car payments suck. Buying a car shouldn't be this difficult. I'm paying cash.